Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fashion Therapy Q&A, where I answer all of your burning style questions. I know in the wake of the pandemic, it can seem like fashion is an extremely frivolous thing to be talking about. There are some totally fucked up things going on right outside. But if you know me, you know that in my world, fashion is a form of self care. Dressing up is a wonderful way to honor ourselves, to have a good time. And you know what? We all need to be having a good time right now. It sounds so dumb, but stick with me here. If we don't want to go insane during this bizarre time we've all been called to quite literally sit on our sofas all day, we need to stay healthy. We need to stay active. We need to be eating well, and we need to be dressing up, putting on our face, and going about our day within the confines of our own home. All right, question time. Dear Fashion Therapy, I live in one of the wealthiest places in my country. I'm very privileged to live in a nice apartment thanks to my grandparents. But behind the facade, me and my mom don't have a lot of money. My mom is out of work based on mental illness, and we're on all types of government support that there is. This means I don't have the money to go out and purchase anything new, and I only have 2 pairs of pants in total. My friends are always buying new expensive clothes with no thought, and I feel really pressured to be like them. They don't seem to understand that I can't afford a lot of stuff and I don't know what to do. Sincerely, the not so rich kid. Okay, are you me? There's so many similarities in the story to my own upbringing. It's wild. I mean, first of all, I also grew up in a wealthy area, Capitol Hill in Seattle. I grew up in an apartment that my grandfather had purchased for my mom and I. So we owned our place in a nice area, but we were surviving off of food banks. I'm not gonna lie, it was really fucking hard. It was really hard and it was really stressful to have to go through my teenhood without many of the luxuries that my friends had. Look, the main reason that I've become the person that I am today is because I grew up in a low income household. And when I wanted to be able to have amazing clothes and to have this wonderful creative look, I had to rely on my own abilities to be able to make that happen for myself. I didn't have the money to go out and spend on clothing. The most affordable clothes were still out of my price range because where the hell was I getting, $10 or $20 for something? Something changed when I started getting creative with my clothes. And the way that I was doing that in the beginning was just taking things I already owned and altering them. I mean, when I didn't know how to sew, I was drawing and writing punk song lyrics on my clothing with Sharpie. Eventually, I taught myself how to sew with my mother's guidance on the home sewing machine by sewing patches, some that I bought for, like 50 cents at the vintage shop, and some that I made, and sewing them onto clothing. And from there, I started making my own clothing. I didn't have the money to buy fabric. The first dress that I made was made out of the game Twister. And it was completely wonky. And after I made it, I thought it was like the coolest shit ever. And I wore it to school all the time. Regardless of your income, being creative is the key to dressing up. The key to dressing up is not the expensive clothing that you can afford. It is not going to the mall and dropping a billion. If you want to establish your own look, you need to get creative. You need to start making things. You need to channel into who you are. My final word on this, specifically for the person who wrote me this question, is educate your friends. Don't be ashamed of who you are. It's when we are able to be ourselves and truly be understood by the people around us is when we really blossom. It's going to make them better people that understand what your experience is. And if they're really your friends, they're going to stick around and they're going to respect you for it. Here's a great tip for anybody who likes to put clothing onto their body. The Style Book app is an amazing tool to organize your clothing, create new outfits, and keep track of what is in your closet. The amazing technology allows you to categorize your clothing using photos that you shoot yourself, and it erases a background for these seamless, beautiful magazine editorial worthy flat lays. If you need a new quarantine hobby, cataloging your looks in this app is a fantastic one. Seriously, it'll keep you busy for hours. And it is a great tool for somebody looking to update their wardrobe and make it a little more interesting. Like my next question, which comes from Bonsai Peppermint on Instagram. Dear Fashion Therapy, I love bold, colorful, and unusual clothing, but I don't always have the confidence to rock it in public. On the other hand, dressing normally really bums me out. What's a good balance between a wardrobe that has personality and one that's functional? And do you have any specific suggestions for good building blocks to give it balance? So, first of all, as I've gotten older, I'm realizing that I do feel a little like costumey and kind of just like silly when I'm wearing things that are especially cheap. I don't mean cheap in terms of price. I mean cheap in terms of quality. And I know those things are often connected, but they don't always have to be. I think keeping this in mind, it's more about shopping smarter. This is a big reason why I love vintage so much. I'm actually wearing some very cheap accessories right now. I'm wearing my very fake pearl Amazon barrette clips, and I'm trying to disguise how cheap the rhinestones on the top of these earrings are. But I'm also wearing this really, really gorgeous sequin knit tank top. Look, even the knit itself is knit in stripes. They actually sequin right over the beautiful striping on it. It's a gorgeous piece, and because I bought it vintage, I paid very little for it. But this goes for used clothing as well. I mean, like, get yourself on eBay, get yourself on Depop, Poshmark. Make sure that you're really looking at the quality of things. Make sure the thing that has the loud print or the loud color or the unusual cut. Like check the fabric quality. Is it a natural fiber? That's like your foundational step to being taken seriously in a loud outfit. If you're looking to experiment with something that is a little unusual for you, you need to kind of pick and choose. Is it going to be a weird color or is it going to be a weird cut? If it's a weird cut, let's try to go with a color you're going to wear. Even if that's just black or white, like if the crazy trendy balloon sleeve top comes in electric green and then also comes in white, and you're like, you might want to go with the white one because there's such a higher chance that you're going to wear that. Kind of staple looks that I love for myself are like, I love a high collar on things. I love high-waisted items. I love cropped pants. I love chunky heels on shoes. Like these are qualities of clothing that really make up so much of my wardrobe because they're just things that I'm attracted to. And it doesn't mean that I can't break out of my comfort zone and buy the kitten heel or purchase the low cut blouse. But when I do that, it means that I have to be smarter about how I'm incorporating these things into my wardrobe. So if I'm going to be buying the low cut blouse, I'm going to buy it in a color that I know is going to flatter me and that I already know goes with pieces that I love to wear. Remember, guys, you can find me at itstellarose.com. Subscribe to my blog. It is only $5 a month, or take $15 off by getting an annual membership for only $45 per year. You get access to exclusive video content, how-to articles, tutorials, recipes, and even exclusive audio. So you can switch off the news and listen to me. You can find me at It's Stella Rose on Twitter, on Instagram. And if you're wondering if I'm taking more fashion therapy questions, the answer is always yes. Please send me all of your fashion and style related questions. How do I look great under quarantine? How do I dress for spring when I spend every day inside of my dark living room? I bring them on, man. You can DM me your questions on Instagram, or you can email me hello@itstellarose.com. I will answer them in the order received. All right, my coronavirus hermits, stay sane, stay stylish. Now is a wonderful time to be wearing all of the really weird colors of lipstick that you feel funny about wearing out in public. See you next time.